What's up, guys? Here with episode 9 for Crew 42, and we are headed back into a new Kalamazoo disc golf course we have. It is Spring Valley at Spring Valley Park, located again in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And today I am joined again by Donut as my side commentator. How you doing, Donut?
Hey, what's up, guys?
So super stoked to do this. We actually have a very full card today, full 5 people. You have myself, Travis, Blake, Donut, and Justin all on the card today. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of throws out there. Hopefully we're all going to have a good time. Here on hole 1, the shorts are from 170, longs from 288. You can see the longs there. There's like this narrow gap on the left side underneath those pine trees. Some players try to take that gap, but I think the real popular route will be the big hyzer line around all these trees. That way you can attack the basket a little more aggressively. And we'll be playing from the longs today rather than the shorts, so that's what I wanted to go with first tee off the day here.
Yeah, these longs aren't really longs. It's kind of the longs are kind of a short tee, and then the shorts are kind of an intermediate beginner tee.
Yeah, very friendly course for beginners, I would say.
Yeah, this is where I would take my friends for the first time playing disc golf, here or Knollwood.
So Justin trying to go through the gap there, and Blake here trying to go all the way around. And that's not a bad line. I think he must have hit a tree.
He's a little short there, but a really good angle on that. That's right where you want to put it.
And I'm trying to take the same route, and that's not bad.
You going to get a skip in there?
No, I had that last
you hit
tree
a
on the right.
That's the tree you want to hit. Now I'm going for a big Anheuser flip play that's going to come back. And I put it out a little too wide.
Yeah, but it's the right play almost. You get a little more closer to that edge there, and you're probably sitting pretty close. And Travis has got a pretty big arm. He's probably going to be able to put this destroyer out there. And he's hugged his very close.
He's really attacking the basket on this one.
And he got into some limb trouble there and got knocked down earlier. Just as a quick disclaimer, too, while we're watching Justin throw his upshot there, we actually started on hole 12 today because the park was still closing its gates, so we couldn't get to the parking here next to hole 1. So we actually started on hole 12. So some of these throws you're going to see, it looks like we're kind of already in a groove. It looks like we're already kind of warmed up, and that's because we kind of are. And so as you can see, there's Travis laying his up, hits the pin. So when we get back to hole 12 and all of a sudden we look like we've lost our ability to throw, it's because that's our first few holes.
Yep.
Not a bad bid from me there. It's just
that's a pretty long upshot there.
Yeah, and that's up the hill too and tricky to read. So we're just cleaning up our shots here. No one walking away with a bogey yet.
I've got my third shot here still.
There's a good putt from you.
Yeah, it looks good. It's kind of a duff putt.
Yeah, if you go past that, you're 20 feet minimum.
That can roll easy. That was my fourth shot, sorry.
Oh, I think, you know what? I think you went OB.
Oh, that's what I did. That was my third shot.
You were at the very edge, so you had to take the drop. You're right, yeah. So hole 2 here, shorts from 200, longs from 235. From the shorts perspective, you have to kind of take this like hyzer route through this gap on the left side, while on the longs, there's kind of a really tight straight gap or a kind of flex gap that you can take. A lot of players try to do that flex gap. Really anything you can do to get most of the way up to this basket. Kind of get in trouble if you go way left or way right, though.
A backhand flex here is by far the widest window, and that one just didn't quite turn over on him. He kind of threw a flip to flat.
And that was actually a good line, but like you said, he didn't get quite enough on there. And same thing with Blake there. Did a nice job of hitting that gap.
Good kick, though. Got lucky on that one.
Yeah, so it should be an up and down for him. And I like trying to take the narrow gap, but I went out wide.
Yep, didn't quite put enough meat on that. This hole, you really got to rip it to turn it over. You want to throw a slower disc and then smash it pretty hard, even though it's only 235.
So Travis trying to take the inside route, and honestly, if he had been on the left side of that tree, I think that would have been just parked.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of flex you want on this hole.
And you're
I
trying
just
to
popped mine a little bit there.
You're trying to go on that inside route, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you should hopefully be able to get up and down from there, though. A little long, but he's going to have a putt there. Should be inside 20 feet, inside circle 1. And Blake
good
here.
Good bid there. Yeah, that tree's a little in the way to try to smash that putt, but he gave it a good little run.
Oh, yeah, and so when we were playing, you were pointing out, you were saying something to me about...
I tacoed my disc in between these 3 trees here. It went in between 2, kind of squished up, and then hit a third to stop. We call it a taco in Ultimate when someone stands on your disc.
And it was kind of weird because I did not think it was going fast enough for it to do that.
Right, yeah. Just hit the trees exactly perfect.
Right.
Real strange play.
I'm able to hit the deuce there. I was able to sneak through enough trees and get an opening.
Yeah, good look from you. This is a tough card of players to be going up a stroke on.
Yeah. So Travis and Blake are both rated right around me. I'm right around 900, just below it. And I think Travis is just above it, and Blake is sitting right around where I'm at as well. But they're both very capable players. Blake's been around. I've seen him in the area before, and Travis as well. Both really solid players. Don't know what Justin's rating is. I wasn't able to find him. But Travis and I was able to take up the deuces. And we're all still sitting pretty close, in the spectrum of starting on hole 1.
I feel like I'm right where I should be.
Sure. Hole 3 here, the shorts are 170. This is a shorts perspective, so it's just straight up the hill. You just take a disc and attack the basket. Speed isn't as matter. You just want to go straight up the hill. While the longs from 248, you have this flex line, so you got an anhyzer, something with a real overstable disc. Hug it close, hug it tight, and then have it come back towards the basket on this really steep hill.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest hole on the course outside of distance. There's a couple 400-foot holes, but this one's very, very difficult.
Yeah,
Try to go up and down for a 2 on here. This is really a par 2 course. You want to get a lot of 2s.
And the course right now, so it doesn't have any cement pads. So you see me throwing from this kind of gravel spot, and I know a lot of local players don't like the gravel here, but there was just a tournament recently that both Donut and I were playing in, and they raised quite a bit of money. I almost want to say $600 or $700 to put in pads at this park. So we're really looking forward to what that's going to turn out to be, because I think they're going to move a couple spots, and so going to be real exciting to be able to play this course and record it again once they get those pads in.
Yeah, this course is a really beautiful park, really beautiful area, a lot of nice holes. People that take care of this do a really good job.
And that looked like a good line from you, just not.
I didn't get quite enough over on that.
So a couple of guys hit those early short stops. Here's Blake. And
Good
with
looking up shot.
Yeah,
want to get a little closer than that on this hill, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, using the hill to stop his disc. And
oh no, he didn't get around the trees.
A little early release there from Justin. And then here's a look from you coming from the woods, and this is really nice. Stayed on top of the hill, leave yourself underneath the basket. Nice to look there. And here's Justin now coming from the woods as well, and he attacks a little more aggressively, lands himself inside, probably 10 feet from the basket. So good shot from him.
You really want to be below the basket on this course as opposed to above it because of the death putt scenario.
Sure.
I'd love to be throwing uphill at shoulder height, then downhill at knee height. It's just so scary.
It can get bad quick. There's a good 3 save from you from the woods.
Yeah, that feels good on this hole.
And you left yourself on the low side of the hill like you were talking about, so good confident putt up the hill.
Blake with a gorgeous looking 2. This is a tough one. It's a really tough drive.
Well, he had that first short one, so that was his 3.
Oh, that was Blake. This is that was the 2 look.
Yeah, that was the 2 look. Travis, and just a hair short. And so
really
I think that hill kind of comes into play there with how aggressive he's attacking that, because if he missed it high, he was going to be putting 40 feet away. So I think he was trying to keep it real low and hit the cage instead.
Yeah, you're going -2 on a tough card.
Yeah, so I'm real excited where I'm at right now. Headed into hole 4. So we were seeing from the long perspective on the left side, there's a gap that you kind of want to hit in the middle or go over the top of these branches that we're walking under right now. While the shorts, you can kind of take a really tight gap on the right or that same gap on the left side.
This is a really tough drive. We can all drive 329, especially downhill, but you can't attack the basket because of the way the trees are unless you go way over the top. So you really want to put it in that space in between right where you put it.
Yeah, and I actually, when that came out of my hand, I was super unhappy. I was like, that's not what I wanted to do at all, and then it just kept flexing. I was like,
over,
perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
If you can hit that gap, you're right where you want to be.
So I went low, and Travis likes to go high over that gap, and he literally hit the gap you want to hit, except he was just kept it probably a foot too low, hit some of those branches, and knocked him straight into those trees.
They're going to turn over? Nope.
No,
Sorry, Blake.
I think he left it just too much hyzer.
He'll be right on the edge of the fairway there. He'll have a look up to the basket for up and down.
I think Justin was trying to take this hyzer route, and I think he just got over on his disc a little bit too much there.
Yeah, if you can hit that hyzer gap, it's really, really low. You can attack the basket really easily on your next shot. But he just turned it over a little too much. I tried to take that line too, but I threw it a little high.
Yep.
A little high is kind of straight on this course. I threw it right at hip level, but you got to throw down.
So Justin trying to dig himself out of a hole here and just hits that last tree he needed to scoot past. So he's going to leave himself with a long 3. And Blake finding himself in just a bit of trouble as well. Looks like he just too far inside of the tree line.
Oh, good out there from me.
Oh, yeah, real nice.
Right up at the basket.
Scooted up, nice. And that's a great bid from... I mean, that's a tricky putt. That pine tree over there is actually blocking him pretty heavily, so that's a great look from him.
Big attack for 2.
He just leaves it a touch short. That's it. That is uphill, but that's a great bid from him. He's got a very confident putt.
Yeah, he bangs him out from real far.
Yeah, he's just very secure. I think in the tournament when we played with him the following weekend, he had gotten a new putter and he had a couple chain outs, and so we were blaming that.
Yeah, he was having a rough day, but he did good on the day we played in the video.
Yep. And there's a good bid from Blake, just a little off to the side there, but good bid from him. And so here's a two chance from me. And
oh no!
Yeah, that's I think I just did not take enough time there. I think I just rushed myself and I left
spring jitters.
Yeah, let's go with that. We were not going to blame it on my ability.
You wouldn't do that in August.
Obviously, no. I'd smash it in and I'd call myself a pro. Justin cleaning up his putt there. Good attempt for 3 for him, but he's going to have to walk away with the 4. Yep. And a nice 3 save from you. Yeah, it was gorgeous.
I dug out of those woods really well.
Now, those bushes back there, a lot of people will try to use those as a backstop as they try to make like deuce runs here. But you can get over them and you can leave yourself with a lot of trouble there. So there's a little danger there, but that backstop is there. So if you have a fastest that's going low, it's probably going to get stopped. Hole 5 here from the shorts are 215. So you kind of come out into this gap and it's a height, like a big turn to the right here into this protected basket underneath this like cluster of trees. And so from the longs, instead of it being a true dog leg, it's more of a light dog leg to the right. And so you really want to throw something that's flex. Have it go from left to right into this kind of opening space and then have it go straight at the end towards the basket.
Yeah, really tough hole for the right-hand, backhand only players. This is a hole you really want to flick on. You want to turn it over.
And it feels like this should be deuceable. Like when I throw this hole, so there's I think a leopard 3 for me, so it's not even the fastest disc in my bag. And like you can see there, I mean I hugged it a little wide left, but I mean it hit those trees very early. And left myself with a unfortunate upshot. So I feel like even though this is very much a par 3, it's very easy to make it a par 4 after your first shot.
Absolutely. Here's our first flick look. I turned that one quite a ways around the corner and just hit the last tree before it opens up there.
You just looked at the camera and like, nah, that looked okay to me. Oh, and Blake slipped.
Blake, yeah.
You kind of see him.
His foot came out and then the nose popped. That disc went straight up.
And that's why I think so many players are excited for these new cement pads that'll be coming in because that won't happen anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. The cement pads will easily take 3 strokes off every round you play.
And Justin gets over on that disc a little bit. And the worst cut roll you can get just into that mess.
Yeah, Justin's getting a little frustrated here, especially after the holes we've played already because this isn't the start of our round.
And that's a great shot from him. I mean, he has to throw that backwards. And when you saw this, I think if I recall correctly, you were looking, it's like, oh no, it's rolling away. It was actually rolling towards the basket.
Yeah, that was incredible. Pretty much a no-look throw.
And that's a good out from Justin there. I mean, he was stuck.
That was a thumber, too. That was really big.
Yeah, he was in the middle of nowhere there. And Travis trying to sneak out. And
just a pitch out.
Yeah. Hits a couple branches, so he's still on the edge. And this is something I've been trying to work on, those, not run, trying just not to take a step.
Scoot it up.
Yep.
I think he's running this one because he's confident in that backdrop, but it kind of got a little away from him.
Yeah, and that backdrop looks like it's much closer to the basket, but the reality is I think it's like almost the edge of circle 1. Like it's a good ways out there. So there where you see Justin hit that backstop there, I mean, he's leaving himself with a tester. Ooh, and that looked nice. Just a touch short, but that was a good run from you there.
I'm pushing for those ones. I'm getting a lot more confident in my long putts, trying to push them up a little closer.
And there wasn't a whole lot of wind today, but you could kind of see it in that putt. It just kept him in the air a little longer than I think he expected, and so he goes over the top of that basket there. Travis with a nice cleanup for him. So Blake trying to clean up his after the comebacker, and he's leaving it just short again. And I think, honestly, I don't think Blake played very well to what he normally does at this course. And I think he did a lot of that. And we actually, we were joking about that with him the whole round, is that, I'm notoriously known the guy that hits the cage and doesn't go in all the time, and Blake was kind of taking over my role today. So
yeah, he's taking a run at your medal looks for sure.
he wanted to be that guy today. And there's a
bad day over there.
Hit it on the pro side, just a little too heavy. So he's gonna have to clean that up. So kind of got away from Blake and Justin there. Unfortunately, just a little unlucky. Like, Justin had to spit out and Blake had to cage out. I mean, just some unlucky shots. Hole 6 here. Shorts from 261, long from 347. You kind of get through this, opening on the left side is the best line for a flex. And then you got to go up this hill towards this basket. And the green here is crazy fast. You have some flat wood chips. If your disc hits this with any kind of speed, it's gone. It's going to fly.
Then this green falls left to right too, so if you hit it at all, it's going to fall to the right. You really want to tack it right to left so it'll sit down a little quicker.
And I hit this, and I thought it was going to go too far to the right, but it flexed out at the very end there. Pretty sure I got a lucky tree bounce, and I'm going to be inside circle 1.
Gorgeous drive there. It's exactly what you want to do.
Thank you. And you going with the flick line. That looking pretty good. It looks like you hit a last-minute branch.
It's going to fade over back towards the right side, and I hit a branch and it spiked.
But you're in the fairway at least.
Absolutely. I don't hate that drive at all.
So here, Travis is trying to show us that right side that you can take. And he's gotten it out there, but his hyzered out a little too much. You can see his reaction there. It's like, ooh, that's...
Threw it a little hard as well.
Yeah.
He's a little long.
And here goes Blake, and he's trying to follow me. And you can't see it there, but there's a branch hanging straight down. You can see from his reaction. He's like, really? The one thing you're not supposed to hit, and it hit it and knocked it just straight down.
He's trying to take that inside route and then just turns the disc over. Actually, lucky it hit that branch and spiked down there. He would have been OB and taken more shots.
And some great camera work there.
Yeah. Frustrating second look because he's already frustrated. It's tough to dial that down.
Some more great camera work. I wasn't distracted at all.
I'm going overhand here. I really want this to park on the green. And I want this to flip all the way over and then sit, but I still got it within 10 feet of the basket.
Yeah, it was you can see it right there. It's a great shot.
The whole card's jaws dropped when I threw that shot because they've never played with me before. And they don't know about the overhand game, so...
And you're telling us it's a putter, and we're like, you're not supposed to do that with putters. But
yeah, I didn't know that people don't throw putters overhand. It's the most comfortable disc in my overhand game, for sure.
Blake with a real nice layup, and Travis, I think, trying to run this, trying to catch up a couple strokes, and he goes flying by. Accidentally missed the side.
Awesome par save after my drive.
That was super tricky, too. You were real stretched out. You had to get all the way around that tree. That was not easy.
I only had a 20-inch window between those trees, so I decided to go around.
It was well done.
Thanks.
So Blake and Justin clean up theirs.
Ooh, Travis with another tester back up the hill.
And I got to give huge props to Blake because it was supposed to rain this whole time. And he whiffs it again off to the side. But anyway, when we were playing, it was supposed to rain the whole day. And Blake told us all, he's like, I'm going to leave my rain guard on because if I take it off, it'll start raining. So I'm just going to leave it on. And his little juju worked. It did.
Absolutely.
It was fantastic. So thank you, Blake, for keeping the rain away. And I can't believe I walked away with the deuce on this hole. Super stoked about that.
That's a brutal, too.
Oh, Hole 7, shorts from 168, longs from 215. Two really different looking holes. From the shorts, you have two trees that are just right in your way. You want to find an open gap, sneak through it, and just get towards the basket. Kind of a jump putt. While from the longs, there's an opening gap. You can see it here where those runners are walking by. You want to put it into this and then have the disc hyzer out towards the basket. But you got to be careful here because the lake is right behind it, and it's very easy to go past this basket.
Especially from the longs here, this is really an ace run hole. Especially for our right-handed players, which we all are. You can throw a putter and try to put it out into space and air it in, or you can throw a perfectly stable driver or a mid-range with a sharp edge and try to skip it in.
And I was just hoping that didn't go over. I didn't think I threw it that hard, but it was
scary. You threw a putter there, right?
Yeah, I just threw a harp.
Yeah, I threw my putter I turned my putter over a little much.
And got a kick off to the left underneath those pine trees where a lot of people just do not want to be. And Justin getting over on his, you can see him calling for it to come back to the left. But he should be safe. He's sitting in he's sitting in grass. And here's Blake, and this is actually a great look. Like, I think he did everything right there. He just threw it 8 feet, 6 feet to the right. Should have hit 6 feet to the left, and I think you had an ace run there.
Yeah, perfect power there.
And just how
there we go. That's a throw. That's what you want to throw in this hole.
He's attacking the basket there. He's taking a look. He's going to be over the top of it, but so these are the two trees from the short's perspective. And when he threw this, I just didn't know what he was doing. And there's the skip that you're talking about.
He's throwing a skip.
Oh yeah, and he beautifully up towards the basket. He knew what he was doing. He plays leagues here too, I think. So
yeah, we call that a trick shot.
And there's Justin just trying to get it up towards the basket. Left it a little short.
Really bizarre look for me after my drive.
And yeah, nobody wants to be in those pine trees.
Didn't quite get it around. Then we call this throw a dad forehand. This is how your dad throws a catch disc after you throw it to him.
And you almost put it in.
I was running that. Absolutely. I'm really comfortable with that throw.
Oh, that was great. I think the other guys were reacting the same way. We were all just looking at you like, what?
Yeah, they watch me line up for throws and just kind of shake their head and wonder why they brought me along, and then I start running at the basket.
Travis with a gorgeous deuce here, sitting outside of, right at circle one edge, and so nice putt from him. And I just don't think I was very confident with this one. I hit the camera, you can see it jolt there for a minute. Well done by me. So Blake cleaning up his. Justin's right there next to the basket as well. He's going to clean up his 4. Unlucky 4 from him. Just that approach just being too short. I think the wind might have knocked him out.
This ace run hole can really get away from you, though. There's a lot of trees and a lot of brush, and it's really tight if you get into the wrong area. Plus, OB is a real problem.
Yep. So I agree. Like, that left pine tree can leave you in trouble real fast, like you ran into.
Yeah, so the card threw a +1 there, which is really tough on that hole.
All right, so hole 8 here, longs from 365, shorts from 225. I think the safest route will be the hyzer on the right side. The hill kind of gradually goes from right to left anyway, so if you get a disc to go out low, stay underneath those branches on the right side, and get your disc to kind of skip, you might sneak past these guardian trees and give your best chance for a deuce.
Yeah, 365, this plays a little bit uphill, maybe 5 feet from tee to basket, and then with that 5 feet, it's really a full power play from the full 5 of us. If you're super strong, you can disc down and still throw a full power shot, but it plays a little closer to 400.
And Travis with a nice looking drive there hits that first guardian tree there. And
anywhere in the trees there is a pretty good look from your drive.
Yeah, you should be able to get 3 from there, yep. And I go OB.
And then we're playing this hole as an island. This is how the tournament play is here. So if you don't have a strong drive, you have to lay it up in front of the short tee there, or you have to go all the way across the roads.
And you hit the one tree you can't hit. Yeah. Unlucky from you, and I like that disc too. I think that probably would have been really nice if that had been able to fly.
I ripped it pretty hard.
And Justin gets into the island and then skips right onto the road.
Yeah, he
so
popped it a little bit.
So you're opened up here, and you're headed towards it.
Oh, that destroyer's not going to finish straight. We know that.
So here's Blake. He's safely on the green, I think. I don't think this is a drop. And I think he's trying to plan for a skip, and I think he just threw it a little too low, caused it to kind of choke up.
Yeah, he got that skip in his mind and then just blasted out of the ground.
So here's Justin's drop.
Nice looking scoot there. That's a good shot.
Got through a couple trees there.
I'm lining up for another overhand shot. These guys already know what's going on there, but I faced it a little bit. It popped. I wanted to go that low line, left or right.
Some great camera work happening right here. I didn't mean to miss Blake there. I was trying to set it up because I thought I was going to go next, and then I saw his disc go by me, and I'm like, dang. But so here I am, coming from a drop, and I just want to get it close to the basket, give myself a 4. Don't do anything silly. No 5s today. No 5s.
A 2's really tough on this hole. It's a drive, a layup, and a putt on almost every single run through, unless you go OB.
Travis with the best look of us all, and still was a good distance away. And another putt from Justin that didn't go in, but hit inside the cage and chain area. So unlucky from him again. And
that just fell out of my hand. I don't think I snapped it at all.
And we can see there's a little bit of wind now picking up for us today. It was kind of wanting to be rainy, but it wasn't rainy. So the wind kind of came and left. And so, especially when we were along the lake here. And so some big scores here, unfortunately, because of that. And so really just the OB kind of came into play with that wind. And so I think normally if you didn't play it as an OB like that, you would shoot much better. You just put it inside the grass and then play where your disc lies. So just play it casually, however you're comfortable with. And here on hole 9, shorts are 195, longs are for 232. The longs, you really want to take a hyzer route around the outside of these trees, while the shorts, you have an inside look, maybe taking a forehand flick at this. So it just depends on where your arm speed's at.
This is absolutely an ace run hole if you have any sort of placement. You want to get it real close to the basket, try to skip it in.
This is looking good. And, hits the one
Didn't quite
tree.
get around those branches. You want to throw it even wider than he did. Or maybe longer before the finish. A little too much hyzer, maybe. There you go. Flatter.
I'm trying to get around this
overstable
tree.
finish.
Yep, and I was
Nice
able to get
looking
around.
drive, Zach.
Thank you. Just wanting to get around those trees.
Exactly what we want to do on this hole. See if Blake can. Blake's taking the high line. There's a lot less branches up there, but the crash is a little more aggressive. So he goes over the basket.
And to the left, yep. So he's sitting, I think, just outside of circle 1. Maybe at 40 feet. Somewhere in that range. And you following us.
Yeah, I threw that up a little short.
But you hit past the hill, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that scooted towards the basket, too. Big wide line. Nice throw. That's exactly what we want to do here. Skip.
And we couldn't see where it landed, but it looked like it was headed in the right direction. So here's Travis. This is a good bid. You can see that wind kind of hold it on that level for a little too long than what he wanted, but it was a great bid from him. And good bid from you, too.
Yeah, I was running that for sure.
Everybody wanted to take a run at it. And Justin with a good deuce. Good deuce from him.
Yeah, good save after a frustrating morning.
And Blake is going after the cage. You can see his reaction. He's like, why? Why am I imitating Zach?
Yeah, he's got more than you at this point.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot more than me. And Travis cannot be outdone, apparently. He wants to hit cage, too. I really feel like our card today wasn't really that, like, our scores could have been so much lower. I feel like we just had, like,
Only when you
slightly off on our putting, and as you put that one in with no chains.
Yeah, I put it straight into the bucket.
I mean, I guess that's one way to do it, right?
Yeah, if it was a trash can, it still would have gone in.
And I was parked inside of it, so I'm finishing up my deuce here.
Beautiful drive. That's exactly how you're going to throw that hole.
So Justin and I taking advantage of that. I'm sitting at 3 under. I'm super stoked about that. I've never played this course in the longs. The only time I ever played it was in a tournament, so I was always playing the shorts. And so here's our first 9 scores. As you can see, hole 8 kind of hurt us with all the OB, but realistically, a lot of 4s here just from the putting woes we've been having.
Yeah, Blake never found a 2. He had a lot of good drives.
Yeah, just couldn't get it in the basket. Hole 10 here, longs from 300, shorts from 215. This is the one hole where I'll contest that I don't think the longs are actually 300. I think it's slightly less than that, but that's just my opinion from what I can throw. But you got to get around this baseball kind of back of the diamond cage thing and up towards the basket. All sorts of OB on the right side. Trees that can stop you early. If you miss the cage, you want to miss it short and let it go to the left because that'll give you a putt towards the basket. And there's a destroyer from me, and don't ask me.
Just didn't have a destroyer finish. That was a little strange.
The wind picked up a little bit in this open field here, and yeah, you can see it from Justin's there. You can see the wind just kind of grab it and be like, no, get out there. So unfortunate. So Travis looking to make the adjustment with the wind.
Yeah, slightly more overstable disc there. That one's fighting a little better, but hit that branch. He was attacking the basket pretty well there. I like that line, but a little wide.
And here's Blake, and nice idea there, but he missed it short and to the left. So he'll still see the basket from there. He'll have to go uphill. He's probably sitting 40, 45 feet away. Be a real tricky putt, but he'll see the basket from there.
Oh, and this is exactly what we want to do on this hole.
This is looking so
real long, straight
juicy.
flex line, not too high.
And so here's Travis here trying to make up for his early knockdown, and he gets his just a little bit to the far right side. You see his reaction there. Kind of trickles out of bounds there against him. Kind of unlucky.
He's trying to skip this one back in here.
And he leaves it just too far outside.
No.
So he's got his second OB shot here. So now he scooted up a little bit. So he was inbounds for his first part of the throw. And he makes a run at this, and this is a great run, really. I mean, he was chain high, good height, just a little bit to the right, but now he's at 35 feet outside the other side. And
That's a good layup.
I was not. Yeah, I wasn't going to. After what happened with Justin, I was not going to let anything do that. I was just going to lay it up, let it be close. And here's you with your
taking a little baby run.
And that's not bad. You were just a little short. Safe on the hill.
Better to be short than long there.
Oh, yeah. No, don't put the OB into play.
Great.
Nice putt from Travis after going OB. I mean, that's a tricky putt, too, with the wind. So here's Blake with his deuce opportunity. And
that's a tough basket to attack from that angle.
That's a great line. I mean, he's 3 feet higher, and he just smashes that in for a great deuce.
Yeah,
just
he hit the pin.
Good read from him, just not quite enough height. And Justin trying to lay it up.
Wow.
Wind affecting him some more. And at this point, we're playing really our last hole here, or our second to last hole. So we're kind of wrapping up the round, and Justin's been really unlucky. So you can kind of tell that this is like the end of our round. We're ready for it to be done, and there's just more unlucky.
At least he can't miss another one.
Right, so he's finishing up his. That's really just unlucky from him. Just so many went OB, and then just from that, unfortunately, he's taking the 9 here. And so, but nice par from you and Blake.
Yeah, that was awesome. Blake going around the cage, I'm attacking it straight on.
Yep. As we head into hole 11, shorts from 270, longs from 388. You have that one caged in area. I think it's a tennis court on the left side, maybe a basketball court, which is really the only OB on the left side. While the right side, that whole road line is OB. You can go long OB, but it's kind of hard to do that. It's definitely longer than it looks. I bet it's a good 50 feet past the basket that you have space, so you can really attack the hole.
Yeah, this plays a little uphill too, so it's really a 400-foot shot. Good turnover from Blake there. Is he going to come back?
And that wind, you could see his reaction there too. He's like, that did not stay on the Anheuser line.
Still got some good chunk off that.
Bad wind. And
I'm trying to flex that destroyer around, and
almost turned into a roller.
Yeah, I didn't get quite enough meat on that.
And here I am. And I'm just trying to get this out there as far as possible. Last hole that we played for the day, and this is looking real saucy.
Beautiful line, a little short, but 388.
Sure. And Travis just showing off here. Let's just call it what it is.
This is our hole 18. He wanted to try something fancy, so.
And he cranks this past the hole, like gorgeous shot from him. I mean, there's a slow uphill this whole way. So, I mean, that is over 400. And there's Justin getting early release there out to the left side.
He's getting a little frustrated by his 9 on the last hole.
And this is looking really nice. And we all thought this was tracking well towards the basket. And he has launched this over the basket. He's probably 35 feet past the basket.
Yeah, he thought he went OB long on that one. But
Blake with a good up pitch there. And here's you. Get down.
Yeah, popped mine a little bit.
So hit that tree.
Hey,
nice little friendly roll.
We'll take that.
That was planned, obviously. So here I am trying to finish that deuce up, and I hit it. Super stoked about that.
Monster drive to get up that high, too.
Very. So here's his drop after he went OB, and just short. Oh, I wanted him to have that so bad. After that gorgeous drive.
Tough to take a 4 on this after you bomb it.
And there's a good run from Justin, just a hair outside of the outreaching chains there. And that looks like it just kind of fluttered out of his hand there.
Yeah, I think it popped. He released his grip a little early and it didn't snap around.
But as you can tell, like we're all right around those same levels. So Blake, Travis, and I are all rated around that 900. And you can just tell, like, we're just all over the cage. And, like, Justin with another, like, I mean, that is on the AM side. Don't get me wrong. It's a Heiser look from the AM side, but that should have gone in.
I'm so frustrated here. It's tough to get out of your head.
I would be too. I mean, that was just so unlucky. So, but we're headed now into the hole 12, and this is the first hole we started with. So shorts from 360, longs from 420, and it plays much longer than it feels. So like whenever I look at this hole, I'm like, I just need to give a good rip with my destroyer, and the reality is I need to just bomb this. Even though it's slightly downhill, maybe.
Absolutely full rip, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And so you just want to get it towards this basket. Technically, there's OB long again, but it would take a miracle for you to go OB long. Again, it's 60 feet past the basket.
DJ from Three Rivers maybe could do that.
Sure, DJ could, throw a putter there, but, who's counting, right?
Nice flex line from you. Is that going to stay on that? Nice shot.
Thank you.
That's a big chunk of distance taken off on this.
And really, that's all you want to do here. I mean, for players at the AM3 level like us, I mean, taking a 3 here I think is fine.
We're looking for 3s, really.
Sure.
2's a miracle drive and a long putt.
And that's a great drive from you. You got most of the way there. Nice hyzer line.
Dead center, exactly how we want it.
And here's Blake, and he just cranked on this one, just never wanted to come back. It's too strong for the disc. Time to get a newer disc. Blake, get the same disc, just newer. And here's Travis.
Big high flex line. Is that going to stay?
And it doesn't stay the whole way. He'll be left of the basket, but he is pin high.
Yeah, absolutely. Good 400-foot drive.
And he just makes it look so casual.
Absolutely.
He just looks so effortless when he
draws
does
a lot of power from his hips. Absolutely. Great run up. That's an okay chunk.
He's sitting just short of you. And this is looking nice.
Ooh, that's a good run at the basket from that far out.
Yeah, and that's a great shot.
Wow.
So he's inside circle there. It's probably 25 feet. But that's a great up from his first drive. That was a little high. And here's you. Oh, my.
Oh, it looks like I'm running.
Oh,
a
just
little
short, but
yep.
good line there.
Nothing wrong with that.
You guys showing us the way, huh? And Blake was actually stuck in like a total mess. So that, for how far he shot, for having to be standstill, that's a good shot from him. And here I am trying to take a run at this, and I'm just past the basket. Leave myself a little long.
Yeah, we take those.
I got a little greedy. I wanted to get a deuce on the... So Blake goes after it. Again, he hit the pole at the bottom. His lines have been great. He just needed him higher.
Yeah, him in a couple months is going to be absolutely...
Yeah, I don't want to play against him. Blake, don't sign up for the tournaments I sign up for, please. Thank you.
Oh.
And you leave that... Do you just hold on to it too long? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just didn't snap it very clean. Didn't finish my arm at the basket. Just a sloppy release.
Oh, Justin with a good putt there. Low, inside the basket, pro side.
Yeah, again, this is our first hole, so Justin isn't frustrated here after the 9 and the 5. He got to go home after those, but...
Blake cleaning up his. You're right there as well, cleaning up yours. And I think I still have mine left to putt, which is a fair distance away. I'm like, yeah, I got to go set this up. And I'm able to clean mine up. So, not a bad start for us. Only you and Blake with the bogeys there. But realistically, not too bad. You had a missed putt there, and he was in a bad lie. So, not bad for us there. Hole 13 now, shorts from 194, longs from 343. You start at the bottom of this hill, come all the way up the hill, and it's a very tight line. And then here from the shorts on the right side, once you get there, you have this kind of narrow gap all the way up towards the basket. Really tight, a lot of skinny trees that can get in your way, and you can kick any direction at any time.
I take it back from earlier. This is absolutely the hardest hole on the course. I call this one a par 4. The first shot really wants to go up towards the short tees. First one around the corner, and then an approach and a putt. And that's assuming that nothing like that happens.
Right.
Just a lot of trees here.
Very technical.
Ooh, nice low line there. Is that going to...
And he just skipped off the very top of the hill there, so he leaves himself short, but he had a great line at it. And I skipped off to a tree and went off right, and there's Justin off to the right side there. But he's up the hill, and Blake trying to go up the hill. He's trying to hug that left side. I think that's the play, and it looks like he skips into the center there. Oh, you're going overhand.
Yeah, I just didn't get a clean, straight release on that one, and it turned all the way around.
I think the best play for the basket is to throw it on that left side. Try to flex it up the hill, but it's so wooded. You can leave yourself in so much trouble by doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the most dangerous shot.
Sure, but with the most reward.
The most can go wrong.
Or the most can go right.
Yeah, sure.
That was my mindset going into it. So.
Ooh, nice up and around from Blake. Not quite enough distance as he wanted, but he got around the corner, and that's the toughest corner on this hole. It's up the hill and then around the tree next to the dead tree.
So Travis with a good up there. He's got the best chance for a 3 out of the card so far. And there's you. And you just a little short. Did you hit a branch there that looks like?
Yeah, I think I hit a couple things on the way.
And I had no line at all. I was just I was trying to get it past all that nonsense right here and just kind of get it close. And Just didn't get it quite far enough, so I had to...
Yeah, just take a sharp driver, whether it's stable or understable, and try to rip it through some leaves.
Yeah. It didn't work. It's because I'm an amateur, right? I'm not an open player yet.
Right.
It's ... ever. There's Justin. Good bid there, just a little short.
Yeah, it's a little uphill. It's a little deceiving. After you go uphill, and it's still uphill, but it feels flat.
I mean, after you go past that first hill. Ooh, good bid from Blake there. After that first hill, everything seems flat, right?
Yeah, that's almost tough to walk up. It's so steep.
So, good finish there from Travis. Good 3 on the card. I think 3 is a fine score here as you clean up your putt there. Good putt from you, but yeah, I mean, this hole can definitely get away from you very quickly as one bad tree knock, one bad, kick away and you're in trouble.
A lot of them are still looking for 3s though on this hole.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone goes into this hole thinking in a tournament like if I take a 3 here that I'm losing a stroke.
Yeah, walking away with a 4 feels like you parred it. So
yeah, I wasn't too unhappy where I landed, but
yeah, I lost a stroke there, but 5's okay.
Hole 14 now, shorts from 215, which is where here is the shorts view. So really, dogleg right, very quick. I see a lot of people throw forehand through that, while from the longs, which is 239, kind of more has a hyzer look at it. So you want to throw it into this open space, but either way, it's heavily wooded, it's heavily guarded, and very, very difficult to get it towards the basket unless you played this course a couple times and kind of know those routes. You pick one, practice it a couple times, and then you kind of find it. And unfortunately, the basket at the bottom here is probably the one in the worst condition. And it's got a little bit of a tilt to it. So
it's got a lot of bit of a tilt to it.
Yeah, so I find myself as a victim to that a lot. And so there's Travis there. He tried to go on the outside right, and he finds himself hitting an early tree. And I was trying to throw it very soft, very low. There's a straight line I was trying to go after, and I just hit it and a little too hyzer, went out to the left side, but I've got to look at it now.
Yeah, there's a local route. If you just look straight at the basket, you can try to put a putter in their tightest of gaps.
And actually, when we were playing the tournament, and there's Justin hitting a little short, when we were playing the tournament, we actually found another forehand gap that I just took with that backhand.
It goes wider.
Yep, and if we forehand it, we actually can attack the basket a little bit more. So that's the one we found, and we think is the best for our longs. And Blake really with a great low throw. It wasn't too fast, and he just hits an early tree there. And you're going another overhand, showing us what to do.
Yeah, that disc is a little more overstable than what I wanted there. I wanted it to turn over and then fade, but it kind of spiked. That's okay though. I got down the hill, which is the hardest part to do on this hole. Most of the card actually didn't go all the way down the hill.
Right. And I feel like that's the way for a lot of when I play amateur 3 tournaments. And Blake with a good bid there, landed it right next close to the basket. But from the AM3 cards when we were playing this course, I feel like that happens a lot where we're just 2 of us made it down there, 2 of us didn't.
Yep.
And we're just 2 of us are trying to save a 3, 2 of us are trying to maybe take a look at a 2. So even Travis, who was down the hill, had a real tough look. And
oh no,
Justin,
that's on the wide side of the basket too, bud.
And just unlucky putt there, came out of his hand, I think a little weak. And so here I am with my 2 look, and yeah.
Oh no.
I've been doing that this early spring. I've done that a lot. Everything I'm trying to run from distance with one thing in my way, I always seem to hit it. And then I do not know how that did not go in. That was pro side. It was, hyzering in, and it didn't go in. And I don't know why.
That's disc golf, man.
Oh, okay. Now I know.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Well, welcome to disc golf, where discs never go in when they're supposed to. So, unlucky bogey from me.
Yeah, 3 pars on that one. That's actually pretty good.
Headed into hole 15 now. Shorts from 190, longs from 240. This is super narrow, and it's super hard to get it all the way up the hill because you got to get it, something that's stable enough to go flat for most of the way, and then hyzer at the very end, try to get a skip up the hill towards the basket. I mean, so much can go wrong here, but if you hit the line, so much can go right. I mean, just a crazy difficult hole, technical-wise. And we're starting off here with Travis, and there's that narrow gap.
It's so easy to do. This gap is so skinny, and it looks like it feels silly hitting so early, but that's, a foot away from the perfect line.
Right.
Blake on the other side of it.
And
I'm throwing that classic destroyer line, goes straight out, and then finishes super hard. I'm up the hill.
Just
a little short, though.
Yeah, a little bottom of the hill, but there. And nope.
Local route?
No, that's not a local route. That's a bad throw that didn't get punished. I was like, you should not do that, and then it got lucky. So Justin with probably like the best looking line coming out of there.
That's exactly what you want to do.
Yes, and he hits that one tree at the very end. So if it would have been slightly slower, or if it hyzered out a little earlier, he'd have been sitting pretty. But hit that last tree there. And actually, Travis hits his knuckle right there. So remember, this is pretty early into our round. So I think that might have played a little bit later in the round.
Blake's throwing that skip again. Is that just part of his bag? Is he really into the skip shot?
I think he's very good at it, and I think he's very consistent.
Yeah, I didn't notice that when we were actually playing the course, but that's 3 nice looking skips.
Yeah. And Travis was trying to make a run there, and after he threw that, he looked at me and said, I should not have tried to run that. I should have just tried to lay it up. And
oh, that was so scary.
You testing the hill there.
This hill goes on forever if you start rolling at all.
And Blake just short, hits the cage, just short of the basket, so he's continuing his cage love there. And Justin with a good run there, too, hits the bottom of the pole. But it's pretty steep uphill. Like, it's a tricky putt. And Travis trying to take another run and hits another tree. Just trying to save the score from getting any worse.
Nice putt.
And there's a nice putt from you.
Yeah, good par.
Even the shortest putts can be a disaster.
Look at your drive, Zach. What are you doing?
Come on. I'm putting poorly and hitting my camera.
We got to take advantage of those lucky drives and get some birds.
It's early in the round. I'm gonna blame nothing but myself. So Justin finishes up his putt, and I make my comeback. At least the comeback putt looked nice. Yeah, it looked nice, that putt.
Yeah, when your drive released, I would have told you to be happy with a par.
Hey, you know what? After I saw it release, I'm ecstatic about.
Ooh, unlucky 5 there. 3 pars on this really tough hole, though. So we walk away looking okay.
Headed into hole 16. So we went from one narrow gap to another one from the longs here at 296. You have to hit to the right side of that tree I just stepped around. From the shorts, you kind of get opened up a little bit more. You want a hyzer disc that comes towards the basket here on the left side. But be warned, because if you go past this basket, it's not far past the basket, it is a drop-off, and your disc will roll into that water every time.
Absolutely not an ace run hole, even though you probably have the line and the distance to get there.
Don't do it. Don't go for it.
So I'm actually trying to flex this flick around and land in the safe zone on the right next to a large fallen tree, and I got a little far over on it.
And so Justin hits that early tree on the right side, so you can see how narrow it is. I mean, it's really tight. You really got to hit a very, very tight line. And click. There I am.
This camera angle makes it look a little more open than it is, but it is very, very, very tight. There you go, Blake. Nice shot right out into the open.
So that's a very safe shot. He wasn't attacking the basket very aggressively, but he put it out into the safe space. And
I think he threw a putter there too.
Yeah, I think I threw a putter too. I mean,
did you?
Yeah. It doesn't feel as far as it is, and we definitely don't, as you mentioned earlier, we don't want to go for that ace run. So we're trying to pick something a little bit slower, something that'll.
You're just trying to place the disc more than throw it.
We're hoping that the disc ends up being fast and like scoots up to the basket, not throw a fast disc and skip past the basket.
Absolutely.
So there I am with a forehand. I threw it right into that cluster of trees I don't want to throw into, but what are you going to do?
That's a pretty good up there from that lie. That's tough.
And here's you. And honestly, I remember you talking about it where you were like, wow, you threw yours first and weren't happy about it. And then when we started walking up towards our disc, you're like, I don't feel so bad about my throw anymore. Good choice here just to pitch up.
Layup.
Yep. And I wanted to make a baby run at this. And that's not bad. And I thought I was going to land on that little plateau, and I actually scoot off the plateau. Didn't think I did, so I wasn't too worried at the moment, but I should have been.
That cliff is so much closer to the basket than it looks at first. Then you walk up to it, and every single disc goes over it.
Here's your putt, and you go over it, and I didn't think you were going to scoot over, but you did. And Blake here kind of, you can't see it from the camera angle, but he kind of has a death putt here because over that ledge is right behind it. That if he goes over, he could put himself towards that pond. And Justin went into the pond here, so he took his drop.
He got a disc back though.
He did. It was so most of the discs sit right in that first 3 feet, 5 feet of the water. So usually you can get it back, but
you can crawl halfway in or grab a big stick and get it out.
Yeah. So luckily that's nice about this hole. That usually if it goes in the water, it's going to be fine. And off the top of the basket and off the side. And we were watching this. You can see me. I'm yelling at this. I'm like, stop it. Because it started rolling down the hill.
There he goes.
And we're like, stop it. Don't you dare. So I'm happy to save the 4 here.
Yeah, you got lucky it sat when it did.
Yes, I
after
did.
It goes over the hill.
Because as soon as it goes over that hill, it usually like tips up on its edge, so it's likely to roll.
Yeah, you can have that figure 8 roll where it goes back and forth.
So I was super lucky there. And so before I get to the camera, everyone finished up their putts, and so we come back to you, and so you can see where your disc rolled. You barely kissed it.
What a gross look from me.
And that's the best you could do.
Yeah, I can't quite find the line there.
I mean, you had to split between 2 trees. You had all sorts of messes there. So a couple big scores there. I mean, unlucky for you, off the cage and then left you far away with a bad putt, and Justin with an OB there. But so we're trying to recover here into hole 17. Now this is an ace run hole for sure. From the longs, it's 257 over this lake. You just want to attack it. Just take a disc that's straight, throw it right at it, and as soon as you're done throwing, you get to enjoy this beautiful view over the bridge. A lot of people usually fishing over it. And then from over the bridge is where the shorts are at. So here's from the shorts line from the sidewalk, and it's only 221. Just again, it's kind of a straightforward shot that a lot of people will make it more difficult for themselves than they have to. They'll throw a flex shot and they'll throw it into those woods or the trees on the right.
Just throw a putter, man.
I mean, it sounds super simple, and then as soon as you get up to it, I think it like kind of messes with your head.
Yep, absolutely.
So Blake taking a run at this one, and this is a good-looking line off of his hand, and it's a newer disc that he's trying, and the line was good, but I think the disc is a little too new. Hyzered out early, landed on the left side there. And I was happy about this line.
Great-looking attack from you. A little long.
Yeah, a little too far there, so...
Again, long's better than short here.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to lose the disc. So here's Travis, and he's going to take a more hyzer line at this. And he's going to be far into the right side as well.
A little wide, but pretty good attack there.
And so here's your throw here.
I popped mine a little bit, and then it turned all the way over.
And then it just stopped in the air.
Oh, it just stalled out.
Kerplunk. Went for a swim. And we could see it, too. We couldn't retrieve it. We could see it.
Yep, you can still see it. It's yellow. You want to go get it.
Invitation for any disc.
You can have it. I don't need it back.
It's a throwaway disc, right?
Yeah. This one is, too. I'm re-teeing OB. Throw it from where you went OB.
This is much better speed here, but you're off to the right again.
Yeah.
It's just a real understable disc, if I recall, right?
Yeah, it's a really, really beat-in disc, and I didn't quite put enough hyzer on it.
Good thing you had another throwaway disc.
Yeah.
So Blake with his putt there.
Oh, he knew that one wasn't good when he released.
And I had tried to dodge his disc there. I was actually next to the camera, actually ready to dodge a disc for once. And Travis with a gorgeous run at that over a little hill. I mean, that's hard to read, and he did a great run at that. And not a bad bid from you.
Yeah, a little baby run.
Hyzered out a little early. Is that wizard you threw?
Yeah.
And beautiful putt from Justin. It's good to see him smash one from that distance. Nice putt. And I'm probably the same distance, but I have to go down this hill, and yeah, it made me nervous. Oh. So I left mine just a little bit short. You can see me celebrating. A beautiful cage hit. We're getting the cages rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
For our round, because that's, you
got to catch up to Blake.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of cages left to hit. And so off the top again from you, and luckily this did not roll away. It didn't go, or at least it didn't roll too far away. And thankfully you're able to clean up your putt there. And it looks like Blake and Travis will be cleaning up their putts here. They're parked next to the basket. Should be easy cleanups for them. So not bad from the card, other than the
That's OB. The OB6.
Yep. Outside of that, really, good scores here. And then we head into hole 18. Shorts from 225, longs from 300. The shorts start closer to these. These overhanging branches are a huge problem. In order to get it up this hill all the way, you have to throw it high enough. But unfortunately, because of these overhanging branches, like throwing it high, you're likely going to get stuck early and land short.
Yeah, this plays so much longer than 300. Not only because it's uphill, it's very, very uphill, but your line, you can't take a straight line at the basket here. You have to go around somehow. I mean, there's maybe a hyzer bomb play that's closer to 300, but that's still huge.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who could hit that. And honestly, Justin with his first throw there, that was a gorgeous throw if he had been 8 feet to the left. He would have hugged it underneath the branches. He'd have gone up, probably up most of the way the hill. Good run, but he hits it on that first early tree. And there's Blake. His hyzer's out and flattens out a little early.
Yeah, that's tough on that. When you throw those flex lines really high, they tend to stall out because There's so much bottom of the disc looking at the air.
And Travis there smashes his past, like, the sidewalk that's 100 feet past the basket. Like,
Yeah, I don't know how he threw it like that. That was
I
incredible.
don't know either. But he's almost to the last hole short pads there by the bridge. And
I just turned mine over a little too much. I really like that
that destroyer
that angle, yeah. But wanted it to flatten out a little bit.
This is looking nice from Justin, and up most of the way on the hill, and he hits a tree as well relatively early in the round.
He punched it.
And I think both Travis and Justin had their rounds got affected a little bit by a little tree love, we'll call it. And that's really tough to do if you've never done that before. If you hit your hand, especially early in a round, so your knuckle or your finger kind of has this weird tingly or just weird sensation the whole round. Like it definitely throws you off, especially if it swells at all. Like it can throw the whole round off. Blake with a good 2 opportunity and just off the top. I mean, you can see it. He's been all over this cage all day, and he just hasn't been able to convert a 2 yet.
Yeah, if he tightens up a little bit, about a month or so, he's going to be an absolute monster.
And there's Travis. He's taking a run at that and goes over, but stays in bounds. There's Justin cleaning up his putt. Nice putt there. And we wait in suspense.
Yeah, I'll take my par on this hole. This is a long hole.
Good putt from you, yeah. Blake finished up his putt there. And Travis is trying
tester.
he's trying to save. I mean, he's been running all his putts too, and beautiful putt from him there.
Absolutely perfect.
And I think that's a reflection as well, is the fact that he's been running most of his putts today. So he's kind of that risk reward factor. But there's our scores there, and that is the end of our second 9 there. So outside of some big scores because of some OB that we ran into with the cart pass and the pond, really nothing terrible to shake your nose at. I mean, not as much green as we'd like to see for sure in a course like this, which is beginner friendly. But even though we haven't played this course ever, I mean, these scores aren't that bad at all.
Yeah, absolutely. We took the back 9 was a little more tough than the front there. Only 2 birdies on the entire card on the back, but really good round, really beautiful course.
Yeah, it's a great course to play. I love playing it, especially for a casual day, just going out and having a good time.
Yeah, you just got to check out for the runners. This is a very active park. It's not one of those disc golf courses in the woods where you're by yourself with a bunch of other disc golfers. You'll see a lot of activity, especially on the weekends at this course.
A lot of people come here, a lot of soccer players too. There's a soccer field just up the hill from the disc golf course too. So, but great park still. But it was great to play. Thanks, Donut, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel for future videos. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page for future content updates, as well as your chance to check us out to see if you might get featured on a future Crew 42 card. Thanks again for watching. This has been Crew 42. We are out.